and seemingly laborious. The wings seemed to roll as they flapped, like dropping a big rock in water and seeing the waves roll from it. It was not graceful. Baldwin confirmed the length of that wingspan when I visited the site with him in June 2013. When the bird flew away, there was a short period where he could observe it flying over the road. He noticed that the wingspan was at least as large as the 20-foot wide country lane, which was remeasured to make sure. Not only was the wingspan large, he continued, but the wing itself must have been 2 feet wide as it flopped over the horizon. It almost looked like the size of a small airplane or ultralight aircraft. In fact, there is a small airstrip there where small planes take off and land, and this bird was the size of a piper cub as it flew over the trees. The bird then headed off above an adjacent farm and flew toward the airstrip, he said. John watched the bird disappear into the distance, as the rolling, wave-like motion of its wings again convinced him that he was, in fact, watching a live animal and not some type of aircraft. "I know it was an actual animal," he said. He added that he thought briefly of running to the exact spot in the field where the bird had stood, to see if it had left any evidence, but was afraid that it may have been tending a nest, and that disturbing the area might cause the creature to rush back and attack him. "I regret the way I approached the bird," he said. "I should have stayed behind the trees and observed it instead of clumsily walking onto the field and scaring it away. It was a rare opportunity of detailed discovery blown. Because I did not know about such large birds, I took no care that day, thinking it was something known. I assumed the world around me was explained completely, but I found out that it's not. I'll probably never see it again. I hope someone else does, and reports it." He remained adamant that the bird appeared entirely physical and was not any sort of paranormal phenomenon. He decided for his own peace of mind that it must have been some sort of mutant crane or stork that had somehow grown incredibly larger than any others of its species. "I just told myself that's what it was," he said, "because I didn't know what else to think." But deep down he believed that wasn't true, John told me. "From what I see online, there should be no storks in our area, and they don't get this big. Is it an undiscovered North American stork of very large size? I don't know." There was one more aspect, nearly mystical, to Baldwin's unusual experience. Almost immediately, he found himself dealing with profound changes and unexpected developments in many areas of his business and personal life. Even though he did not believe the bird was any sort of phantom or spirit creature, it has occurred to him that perhaps his sighting of it took place as either a warning of things to come or as a message of hope and encouragement. He still wonders about that. "Seeing it changed my life," he added. I'd have to categorize John's encounter as one of the strongest eyewitness accounts of anomalous large birds that I've seen anywhere. Most such reports describe only creatures already airborne, usually at a height that prevents the witness from seeing details like feathers or markings. It's also difficult to accurately estimate the size of any object that's observed only in the sky, because there are seldom any adjacent objects for comparison. John was able to figure out the bird's size while it was still on the ground. He also had the rare opportunity to watch the giant bird take flight, which allowed him to make a wide range of observations about the creature. Why would such an unusual beast decide to set down in a rural area of Wisconsin? Like any bird, it was probably searching for habitat to meet its physical needs: water, food, and a private place to rest. One glance at an aerial map reveals why wading birds would enjoy John Baldwin's favorite vacation spot as much as he did. The town of Webb Lake in Burnett County is almost completely surrounded by small lakes and marshes. In fact, the nearby town of Grantsburg is home to a famous wildlife and bird sanctuary known as Creek's Meadows. But what would attract such a massive specimen? The area's sparse human population might provide one advantage.